The Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots held joint practices here today in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and it was a tight skirmish to say the least. We saw two teams getting after it. We saw several on-field altercations, and this was an opportunity for players to finally go up against something different from who they've been going up against for the last 2 weeks of training camp. And in today's matchup, the Washington Commanders defense, they struggled a little bit today, folks. I will tell you that. Obviously, it is joint sessions. It's not a preseason game, so there's opportunities for Joe Witt's defense to work on things that they struggle with, and you saw that today at times. Now, there were several players on the defense that had good moments. Percy Butler, the safety, had a really good day. I think if you look at Andre Jones coming around the edge, if this was live contact in a live game, he would have gotten to Drake May on several occasions. So he showed out today and did pretty well. But overall, the burst wasn't there on the defense. Drake May, New England's offense, picked apart the cornerbacks, particularly on the outside. They gave up big plays in the red zone. But I think overall, they have a lot of time to recoup and get things right. And they'll probably have a much better showing on Friday when several of the younger players have an opportunity to continue to make plays for themselves.
I think we came out and we fought. I think there's going to be some things we're going to go on film and see that this offense presents differently from our offense, and it'll be a learning curve for us to come back and reevaluate how we did and build from it.
Now, how much of this is scripted, meaning that, you can't really turn loose because, they're trying to work on some things just like you guys?
Yeah, there's a lot of it that's controlled. There's some of it, that's not. But at the end of the day, you're just going out there and reacting to, whatever play, whatever defense is called, and going out there and trying to execute.
So for the younger guys like a Trey Amos, how do you impress upon him that, it's a chance for you to assess yourself going up against guys that you haven't seen before?
Yeah, just understanding like every receiver from different teams, understanding coordinators, just different things like that. I think, coming from college and just understanding how offensive coordinators going to use their guys and certain things like that he'll learn from and see that, our offense, back home at practice a little bit different from theirs and just seeing the difference.
It's like a breath of fresh air. You get tired of going against the same guys every single day. So it's been good to get new blood in and make sure that we can assert our dominance and we can have a good feeling about how we feel going into the year. So definitely a fun day out here in New England.
Now, we know that some of this stuff's scripted. You get a chance to work on some things that aren't so good right now. What would you say to the fan out there who's going to get reports that some things weren't going well? What would you say to those folks?
We're still in camp. So working through all the things, trying to make sure our menu of defense that we're providing is to our maximum capability. So definitely working through some kinks, but it was a good day out here. We got to compete. Yeah. And then obviously you guys, some of the best guys in the league, like Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. You got the young bull Will Campbell at left tackle for them. So really good opportunity for us to kind of get after it on all levels.
And you guys have pass rush on Drake May at times. Obviously you can't hit him.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the narrative that, he still was making throws. Well, a lot of those throws would have been sacks.
Yeah. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's practice, so of course we get our good rush in. We got to pull off the quarterback, trying to be respectful and stuff like that. So you never know how it turns out till you turn on the game, Sundays and things like that. But we definitely had a good day on the D-line.
Now, as far as young guys, this is the first chance that they're going up against other pros for the first time. Yeah. Were you impressed with them?
For sure. I guess Conley.
He had a really good day.
So that's why I'm like, hey, look how you do. And I did good. So it's good to see his confidence grow through things like this. And then you get a chance for guys like Jason Luton to really go out there. Had a really good year last year. Let's continue to build. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to build his confidence to make sure he can turn it to the player again.
We just out there competing, teammates communicating. We all just trying to get better, make plays, and just, play ball.
On the offensive side of the ball, what can you say? Jaden Daniels, it looks like the superstar that he is. In fact, Jaden Daniels was the star of the day. Players like Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics came out and made it a point to talk to Jaden Daniels. On the field, Jaden Daniels and Zach Ertz were unstoppable, basically. Anytime Jaden needed to make a play, he got to his tight end, Zach Ertz, and that duo looks like they're in midseason form. As far as some of the other players that stood out on offense, the big man, Laramie Tunsil, he looked like a monster out there today, folks. He was tossing guys, pushing guys' face in the dirt, and he felt really good about what he did.
We come out, we're going to play hard, we're going to be on the details, we're going to finish. I think that's the most important thing, and that's one of our goals for the season, is to finish and beat them.
Now, another guy that had a day was on the other side of Laramie Tunsil, and that's right tackle Josh Connolly. the first-round draft pick out of Oregon, had an exceptional day today, and you could see his confidence was growing after each play. His footwork was on display. The power that he has was on display as well. And I spoke to him after practice, and he feels really good about the performance that he had.
I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, ball's ball, and it honestly felt a lot better. Things weren't super fast today. Pretty solid.
I did get a chance to also meet up with a former Washington Redskin / Commander, and that's in tackle Morgan Moses. Morgan and I go way back, and it was a good chance to see him. The former UVA product was, proud of as far as how many years he's played in the NFL. This will be his 12th season, and I had a chance to catch up with Morgan.
Man, blessed, man. Going to year 12, still evolving, still learning football. And just coming out here in the training camp and just getting to know the players and just being a leader, man. So anytime you can grace this grass, it's always a blessing.
You got a young quarterback, man. It looks really good. It looked great today. Drake May. Naturally, the buzz has been about Jaden and everything, but it looks like you guys have one too.
No, man. The things that he brings to the table, the knowledge, how he commands the offense, the huddle, and just getting all 11 players on the same page, man, is unique. And obviously, man, like the arm talent has always been there, and he can run a little bit as well too. I got to joke with him that I'm a little bit faster than him. But just coming out here and just sharpening tools, man. We got a lot of great guys, a young team, a lot of good veteran guys that just got here from free agency and things like that. So we got a good mix. So just coming out here and just playing football and just having fun, man. Enjoying the process.
The word around the league is that the Patriots are one of those ascending young teams that you better watch out for. And then you bring in, like you said, a guy like yourself. You have Stephon Diggs is coming in. He looked pretty good today.
One thing about Steph, and I've known Steph for a long time, man. He's always been a worker, man, and just that mentality that he brings every day into a young room, it's infectious, to younger guys, man. So being able to have veteran key players like that to come into a young locker room and change the culture, have people buy in, and being able to share that knowledge is always, is always important. So just being able to do that every day, man, it's been a blessing for all of us.
What keeps you going, Morgan? I mean, this is year 12?
12, yeah.
I mean, Scott plays through injuries, doesn't miss games. What keeps you coming out here every year?
I think a lot of it is just continue to learn, man, to continue enjoying the process. Obviously I got my 3 sons that play football now, and so being able to share the field with them and share that knowledge of football with them and teach them. And I tell everybody, man, the younger guys, having Will Campbell, our first-round draft pick, and being able to share, football and tips with him. But I tell them, it's a lot of things that you've done that I didn't do 12 years ago. So I'm learning from them as well. So being able to have a good mix of communication and things, it's been great for all of us.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Good seeing you as always.
My dog, always, bro.
Lots of information from a lot of the players. Again, spirited practice against New England, and I expect that to continue in less than 2 days when they all get a chance to get back together, and it'll be in the stadium that's literally over my shoulder. You can't see it, but Gillette Stadium's right here, and we'll be here for Friday night's matchup in the first preseason game with the Commanders and the Patriots, and we'll see if the defense can right a lot of wrongs, and we'll see if the offensive line can continue to do what they were doing, which has pushed the line of scrimmage back against the New England front four. So here in Foxborough, Massachusetts, for CBS 6 Sports, I'm NFL insider Lake Lewis Jr.